Are you looking to access valuable information from Pitt County court records without spending a dime? Well, stay tuned because we are revealing a step-by-step guide to uncovering these resources online for free. Literally, no strings attached. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unlocking a really powerful public resource that's sitting right there at your fingertips.
Okay, let's dive right into this. For years, people have felt completely locked out of the legal system. We've all been there, right? Paying these ridiculously steep fees to third-party data brokers just to run a simple background check, or maybe check on a neighbor's civil suit, or even just track a family member's traffic ticket. But here is the secret. That data, it belongs to you. It's public information. And thanks to a massive digital modernization project happening in North Carolina, you can now access Pitt County's data directly, literally from your couch, for free.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at navigating Pitt Court records, using the eCourts portal, advanced eCourt search tips, additional free county databases, and finally, ethics, limitations, and disclaimers.
All right, Section 1, Navigating Pitt Court Records. Before we search, we need to know what we're actually allowed to look for.
Under North Carolina General Statutes, Chapter 132, a public record is basically defined as any document made or received in connection with the transaction of public business. It's a state law that guarantees transparency. It ensures the courts are operating out in the open, which brilliantly illustrates why these portals even exist in the first place, to let us citizens monitor the administration of justice.
So what does that actually mean for you? Well, because Pitt County is part of North Carolina's massive eCourts digital rollout, a huge archive of documents is online now. You can look up civil and family cases, you can monitor criminal and traffic offenses, you can dig into probate and estate proceedings, and even search official judgment indexes. So whether you're doing genealogy research or tracking a local legal case, this portal is an absolute game changer.
Moving on to Section 2, using the eCourts portal. Let's get into the step-by-step tutorial.
The actual process is wonderfully straightforward. First, you just visit the portal. You don't even need to make an account or register for general access. You just do a quick reCAPTCHA verification to, prove you're human. Once you're in, you'll use the Smart Search tool, filter your results, and then dive right into the Register of Actions to read the case history. Now, what's really interesting about what we're seeing here is the Smart Search input screen. This is where the magic happens. Say you want to check the public record of someone named John Smith. In a single, super simple search bar, you just type his full name. You could also drop in a business name or a specific case number, like one starting with 24CR. It's very intuitive, but keep in mind the system is strictly looking for exact matches based on exactly what you type. Once you hit Submit, your results populate in this neat bird's-eye view. Searching for our John Smith, you instantly see the case number, the current status, like if it's pending or disposed, the location, and the party name. It's fantastic for quickly confirming you've got the right case. Let's move along and see how this builds when we dive deeper. When you click into a party's name, you unlock this really detailed view. If you're trying to verify that this is your John Smith, the portal gives you demographic data: race, gender, height, weight, hair color, and birth year. Plus, it consolidates their whole history, clearly separating out civil cases from, say, a personal criminal filing. It's a complete picture.
Which brings us to Section 3, Advanced eCourts Search Tips. Because while the portal is powerful, it can definitely be a little tricky. The big debate is always, do I search by name or by case number? Look, here's the reality. Searching by a name can be incredibly frustrating. If you just search John Smith, you're going to get buried in false matches and common name overlaps. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. But searching by a case number, say 23CR123456, that is highly reliable. It takes you straight to the exact file every single time.
But what if you don't actually know the case number and you aren't exactly sure how they spell their name? Well, pro tip time, use a wildcard. If you type a partial name and just add an asterisk at the end, the system expands the results to include variations. Remember, a single typo on the eCourts platform will completely ruin a search and give you a frustrating no cases match error, so wildcards are an absolute lifesaver.
So the crucial point is that once you master those search tools and find the right file, the level of detail is amazing. You can see a case summary that reveals specific bond settings, exact dollar amounts set by the clerk, and arrestable restrictions. You're getting real-time, highly granular legal insights, and you aren't paying a dime in lawyer fees. All right, moving to Section 4, Additional Free County Databases. eCourts is great, but it doesn't hold everything. Think of this as your alternative database menu for Pitt County. Need real-time arrest logs? Head over to the Sheriff's Inmate Search. Doing historical genealogy or looking up land records? The Register of Deeds is your go-to. For tax valuations and ownership maps, you'll want the Property and GIS search. And if you need state-level prison or probation history, stuff that won't be in the local county portal, you check the NCDAC Offender Locator. Now, I do need to mention one physical limitation to this whole digital rollout. Older paper files, mostly from before October 2023, that weren't digitized, might not show up online at all. For those legacy cases, you actually have to take a trip down to the main Pitt County Courthouse. That's at 100 West 3rd Street in Greenville. You can use their lobby public access kiosks there or request physical pulls from the clerk. Finally, Section 5, Ethics, Limitations, and Disclaimers. Let's talk about the rules of the road.
Public access is great, but it comes with responsibility. You absolutely must respect individual privacy. Never use this data for illegal harassment and stalking. And this is huge. The information on the eCourts portal is not a substitute for a formal FCRA-compliant background check. You cannot legally use this self-search data to deny someone employment or housing. And of course, just as a standard disclaimer, this explainer is strictly for informational purposes. It is absolutely not legal advice. Always consult a qualified attorney for complex legal matters. And one final note on limitations. While searching online is totally free, if an employer or an agency requires an official certified name inquiry check from the clerk of court, you're going to have to pay the statutory fee of $25 in person. The free printouts are awesome for personal knowledge, but they generally won't cut it if an official background check is legally mandated.
So what does this all mean? It means you now possess the exact blueprint to navigate North Carolina's laws, leverage the eCourts portal, and bypass those expensive data brokers for good. Whether you're tracking local dockets, looking up property history, or digging into your own family tree, these free tools are completely at your disposal. So the only question left is, what are you going to discover in the public record today? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy searching.